Great, so we're now recording for kettlebells, just getting going with our mobility, starting with thread screws, reaching underneath, shoulder and ear to floor, coming back, changing sides, reaching underneath. The opposite arm stays bent as I slide under, gazing over the shoulder. Nice opener for rear shoulder as well as the spine. Squeezing glutes. I like to tuck toes to keep my lower portion anchored down nicely. So one more on each side here. Has anyone else got tight hamstrings at the moment? I know some of you have been running. That'll do it if you're running well, if you're using them. So let's bring one foot forward. We're going to go for some rockers. Push the hips back, coming forwards, pushing the hips back. The focus is on the leaning back portion rather than the hip flexor stretch to the front. So just try to keep a bit of a soft bend in that knee as you send the hips behind you. Think about hinging rather than sitting onto your heel. So push hips back as opposed to sitting down. Okay, one more time and then we're going to change legs. Really important that we're primed and prepped for any of our movement. Kettlebells is no exception, even if it feels like you're sometimes getting mobility in while you do it, which is true. Lovely. Notice any clicking, clunking. It could be tightness in the muscle. If you're feeling it, that clicking in the muscle. Calves here. Last one. Back. Coming to the front. Okay, now we're going to separate the knees. I'm going to show you face on. Leg goes out to the side. I'm going to lift it just off the ground, so an adductor hover, and then back down. Prepare for a little bit of cramp. You are going to get it. So 3, 2, 1, lift the leg, reset, relax. Lift the leg, reset, relax. Yeah, good. We're going to do 5. Now notice the arms are going to want to bend. Long back. Once you've got to 5 reps, good, pelvis tucked, changing sides. So consider this your activation. You'll see people doing things like fire hydrants. This is very similar. It's almost like a long lever fire hydrant. I call these your lift offs. There we go. 2 to go. One side's always a bit harder. That's fine. Notice the pressure forming through hands evenly if you can. Good. And coming back from there. Awesome. Last bit of mobility here. I'm going to bring hands behind, open my elbows back, and release. Pull elbows back, open chest, and release. The higher your hands are, the harder it's going to be. Be a really big stretch across the collarbones, shoulders away from ears. 2 to go. And last one. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, so we're looking at our kettlebell flow of the morning. We're going to start with a really simple single arm swing. So if you're not familiar with your swing, the first one always starts about 1 meter ahead. And then we're going to sit back into the heel. So you should have this nice long and open, smelly armpit position. From there, we swing through. I like to use my other arm to pull my shoulders and chest open. So I'm going to keep it propped at my sides. First one starts on the floor, kick it back. And then it's a continuous swing from there. Springing through the hips. So it's all about driving. The arm doesn't have to come up high. That would be the difference, if you ever see it, between an American vs. Russian kettlebell. Russian is kind of what we're doing here. It's nice and short with the arm. We don't really care about how much height we get. If we were doing an American style one, the arm's going to swing pretty high. So let's practice 8 on each side here with your single arm swing. And back 3, 2, 1, 8, 7. Good. Use your trunk, your core to prevent your body getting pulled to the side. Bam, spring forward, snap the hips through. 7, 8, down to the floor. Brilliant, and changing sides. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1, snap back through. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And bringing it down to the ground. Okay, movement number 2, we're going to go for a really simple bent over row. So staying in the position you were in before in that hinged forward stance, deep bend in the knees. With most rows, right, you want to be able to work against gravity with your muscles of your upper back, so that means they've got to be directly opposing the ground. So ideally, we're hinging forward, so you should feel a burn in your thighs when you're in this spot. So single arm row. I'm going to again keep my arm out at my side. I'm going to go for 8, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 8, elbow to hip. 7, 6, 5. Good, tighten up. 3, 2, and 1. Come to stand. You're really going to have to brace because you're freestanding. You don't have any support. If you struggle with this, you could bring something close to you to rest your hand on. Second side. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 8 reps. Relax your gaze so neck is flat at the back like the rest of your spine. 6, 7, and 8. Lovely. All right, this is a very pull focused workout, guys, because we don't tend to use the muscles in our rear body that often. Today, we really are going to, so you're probably going to feel them working very hard for you. This third movement is a single arm deadlift. So I'm going to pull the kettlebell up from where it is to stand, back down again. Lower, pull through, and release. If you're not sure, I'm going to show you side on, it's better to see. Pulling up. Back. Pulling up. Hips back. Okay, let's count the reps here. Really important with all these moves. Bum is back, yes, but pelvis is tucked. So scoop your bum under a little bit. If it helps grab hold of your hips, this is something I like to do before my exercises and main exercises, just to prepare and remind myself where that pattern of movement should be. So 8 on each side. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1. Go through, back down. Go through, squeeze your shoulder blades back. Imagine you're pulling them into your back pockets. That helps me. 5, set the kettlebell down in line with the shoelaces. And 8. Good, changing sides. 1. Did anyone else hear that big pop from my hip? 3. Last 2. And last one. All right, we got one more move. So we've got 4 big moves. This is also kind of a pull, and we're going to bring the weight up to our clean position. You can choose now, depending on how advanced you are, whether you just lift it up for a clean, we would call it power clean when you stop short at the top, or if you want to drop it all the way into a full clean, which would be when we bring the weight up top and not just get underneath it, but get all the way underneath it in a squat. So I'm going to show you both movements here quickly, then you're going to play with them, decide what works for you. So you're clean from the floor, bearing in mind we will have just done that remaining deadlift. I'm lifting the weight up, standing tall. If you're going to do your full clean, you'll be lifting, squatting down and coming back up again. Down and up with the hips, chest high, think vertical, bring the weight up, and then get underneath it nice and quickly. So 8 on each side here. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Options as you prefer. 1, down. 2, head always up. 3, it's a baby jump almost. The heavier it is, the more explosive energy you want to use from the legs. 2 to go. Again, I'm using that other arm to keep my body upright. Changing sides. I'm going to do the second side, showing you the fuller clean here, not just a power clean. 3, 2, 1. And down. Nice, good. Good, Vicky, good to see you guys. If you put your cameras on, it's really me that's really going to be paying attention anyway, but I can help you with your form. That's why I'm here after all. That's why you're here, not just to do it, but to improve at it. One more time. Brilliant. All right, so guys, if you know that your ankles are quite stiff, if you know that your hips are quite stiff, for those cleans, it might be difficult and you might find your chest coming forwards. If that's you, you might feel your back begins to hurt. So what I would recommend is in your rest periods, get down to the floor, hand behind the ankle, push forwards, or practice sitting in this deep squat every day, rocking back and forward, trying to make it a movement that you can own, a position that you can own. We're going to go through the full flow now before we do it together 3 times through. We got 6 on each side. It is quite difficult on the posterior chain, so watch your back, constantly ask, am I truly bracing? The hair is going up, so you know we mean business. All right, so I'm trying to remember where we got going. So you got swing, row, deadlift, and then clean or power clean, as you prefer. Starting with the weight in front. I'm going to go back, through, back, down. Row, deadlift, clean or power clean. Change inside. Swing, bring it down. Row, deadlift. That's the full clean. Option obviously is just to lift, stand tall, reset the weight on the other side. That makes sense? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we got 6 on each side, starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Swing. I forgot my own one now, bro. Deadlift. Clean. Weight comes down. Changing side. Take it ahead. Swing. Drop it. Row. Deadlift. Stay bent over. Power clean. Set it in front. Swing. Row. Deadlift. Great one for the glutes, this one. They're having to work continuously throughout. Take that weight in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to be a bit quicker today, guys, but you can go at your own pace, just depending on how you're feeling today. If you're doing clean on one side, make sure you're doing clean on the other. So we're nice and even. This is set 4, round 4, sorry. Swing, row, rise. Chest tall, clean. 2 to go on each side, then we rest. Good, level the chest. Level the chest again, and again. And chest up. All right, changing sides. Strong core base. This is why we do lots of twists in the beginning, because it can otherwise be quite hard going on the back. 1 more each side. Kick it through. Row over to hip. Stand tall. Clean. Last time. Hey, some days we feel really well coordinated, and others are a bit tougher. Today, it's feeling really hard for me coordination-wise, timing-wise, and rest. All right, so if you know your ankles are stiff, hips maybe coming on down to the floor, practicing that deep squat, maybe moving side to side. We've got a minute rest here. We're going to do 2 more sets, and I'm going to grab my water. This is a hard one. All right, gang, I'm going to show you the second round side on, so you can get a good visual on it yourself, especially the angle of hips and torso. Although we're all different heights, we all move differently, so you might want to change and find that right sweet spot for yourself. Second round begins, 30 seconds. We're taking a full rest here. If you are feeling it in the back, sometimes a nice forward fold can help bend and straighten the legs. It's a lot of pulling work, as I say. We're not always familiar with that. So 10 seconds, thinking about that combo, thinking about pelvic tilt, rib cage drawn down, especially with a woman's anatomy, we tend to want to flare them. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Swing, row, rise, power clean, reset, swing, row, rise, power clean, reset, change. Good, that opposite arm being up is really helpful for me. Keep my torso tall, protect my spine. Change, swing, drop and row, drop and push the hips through. Then elbow up and under. Good, swing, drop, row, drop, chest up, head up, and lower back down, changing sides. Check for that scooped pelvis again. If your back starts to flare, that might be why. You might be sticking it back too far. Changing. This is round 4. Single arm swing. Getting the back going, the glutes maybe coming all the way under. Oh, a nice knee crunch there. Drop and swap. Swing, brace, brace, brace. And under. 2 more on each side. Noticing if you can hear your heels slapping the ground. If you're going for that full clean, up and under. Changing. Push, pull, rise. 1 more on each side. Still bracing. Good, so quads are really explosively working on that last move. This is the last one here. And resting. All right, gang. So we've got 1 more round of those to go. Quite a short and effective session today. Just how we like it. I was actually thinking, I hope we've got people in this morning because it's so nice. I wouldn't be surprised if you were all bathing, or I've had a couple of clients this week doing their workout in the garden, which is cool, which is really cool. You've got a nice space to do that, or maybe do it down on the links, taking kettlebells global, not quite globally. All right, 1 more round. And I just want you to check in with your heart rate. You will notice it might be up, up, up. This is a great one for anyone who likes to work on their endurance because it's sub-maximal. We're not working at our maximum. We're working over a longer period of time, right? So it's quite good for learning that, using your full body continuously without fatiguing. So we're going to go again in 30 seconds. Same combo. You can adjust your stance as well. Don't feel like you have to be trapped in one particular width. You can do it narrower or wider if that feels better. Toes forward or slightly out turned, especially for that squat. Here we go. 5 seconds. Let's set up. Swing, row, deadlift, clean. Let's go. I told you it's harder on some days. Swing. We're only human, gang. Us instructors as well. Row, rise, power clean or regular clean. Good. Watch the knees. They are going to want to drop in. Swing, row, deadlift, elbow up and under. The goal with the clean or power clean is to keep the weight as close into your body as possible. You should be thinking about doing that for every move here. So drag up the body, get under it. It might feel like they're all a bit different to begin with when you're learning the clean. Like every single rep is slightly different from the last one. Swing, drop it, row, rise up, get under. Change sides. This is round 3. Swing, row, rise. Ooh, my glutes are on fire! Yeah, absolutely. Bang. Okay, pull. Lots of pulling work here, often neglected. Changing, resetting that arm long every time. Starting to feel a bit stronger with each of these moves, maybe, given that we've just practiced them 3 times. We've got 2 more rounds on each side, and then we're going to stretch, decompress, good bump through, get under. Maybe you're trying for that full clean for the last couple of reps here. Bam! Snapping the glutes through, rowing, pulling, elbow under, fast elbows. Last one each side. Shoot through, row, rise, drag it up. One more time. Really nice squat there, Vicky. That looks great. Bam! It feels powerful too, doesn't it? It feels quite sexy, some would say. Yeah. Drop it like it's hot. Okay. Very nice work this morning. That was a short one because it was so intense, really hard going for the posterior chain. But we're now going to unwind, unpack it all. So come and bring your knees to the floor, space between them. Reach forward for your child's pose. Inhale, exhale, soften to the floor. Long breath. And let's take hands to one corner, so really opening through the back and the side body. It's a nice side bend. I'll show you face on if you're unsure. Reaching to that corner, pressing out the side of my rib cage. This is one of my favorite stretches for my back and my knees. And back to center, and changing sides. Okay guys, so if you're unsure what to expect from the workshop, it is going to be 4 weeks running. Each week we will focus on a different part of kettlebell work, starting with a conventional movements, working with some unconventional movements, learning transitional movements like swings and twists. And then we were speaking of which, let's take a nice twist here. Hands to knee, one hand behind. If that doesn't feel good, you can prop it on your kettlebell. And then the last week we'll be learning how to create our own flows, a little bit of single work, a little bit of double work. So that'll all be outside here in our little bougie nice area that we have, private little area, and changing sides. And then after that, you might notice on the site, after the 4 weeks, Lynette will be doing a TRX workshop as well. Hopefully that will be inside in here at that point. Lovely. We're going to take a seated hold now. So swing your legs around. Awesome for hamstrings, glutes, lower back. Bend your knees really deep so you can feel your tummy resting. Boobs, drape them over. Let them relax. Let them go. And then slowly sliding the heels away when you start to feel you've got a bit more space there. Maybe a separation between the knees. Let the head hang. Just sliding. Sliding with the feet. Just really getting into that stretch. Find your breath again. Every time you start to get a bit distracted, come back there. All right, some really nice work today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the session. If you have any questions, fire them off to me. Really excited to see some of you next week. In the meantime, make sure you're signed up to next month's programs if you aren't already, and I will see you after the sunny weekend with mobility. Bye.
See you next week.